Once upon a time, there was a hospital that held a dark secret within its walls. Despite its reputation as a place of healing and hope, it was also home to gripping tales of true hospital horrors that sent shivers down the spines of those who knew the truth. Behind the sterile corridors and bustling activity, there lurked an unseen presence of fear and anticipation, waiting to unveil itself to those brave enough to venture into the unknown. Deep within the hospital's bowels, hidden away from prying eyes, lay the morgue. It was a place where the departed souls awaited their final journey. Morgue workers, tasked with the solemn duty of tending to the deceased, often found themselves confronted with spine-chilling experiences. They shared haunting tales of inexplicable occurrences, where doors swung open on their own and strange whispers echoed through the cold, silent chambers. In the presence of lifeless cadavers, some reported unexplained phenomena, such as flickering lights and chilling temperature drops. And in the dead of night, those brave enough to be in the morgue shared bone-chilling stories of encountering restless spirits, making their otherwise mundane work far from ordinary. The operating room, a place of precision and expertise, held its own sinister shadows. Surgeons, renowned for their knowledge and skill, faced cases that defied medical explanation, leaving them perplexed and unnerved. Instruments that were meant to remain still came alive, moving as if guided by an unseen force, defying the laws of physics. Apparitions, barely visible and enigmatic, stood silently in the corners of the operating rooms, adding an extra layer of unease to an already tense environment. Even the hospital's wards, where patients sought solace, were not immune to the paranormal. Many recounted bone-chilling encounters with apparitions that materialized out of thin air, haunting their stay in the hospital. Translucent and otherworldly, these ethereal beings evoked both dread and fascination. Some patients even claimed to witness spectral children wandering aimlessly through the halls, their presence imbued with a deep melancholy. Night nurses, entrusted with the well-being of patients during the darkest hours, shared their daunting experiences with ghostly assistants, adding an air of surrealism to their nightly rounds. The psychiatric units within the hospital, already laden with complexity, became even more perplexing when intertwined with the paranormal. Dedicated paranormal investigators ventured into these haunted wards, capturing spine-chilling evidence of unexplained phenomena. Therapists and patients alike reported ghostly encounters that defied rational explanation, leaving them questioning their own sanity. Disturbing testimonies emerged from patients who battled their internal demons while navigating battles with unseen forces beyond comprehension. Within the intensive care unit, where life and death danced on a precarious edge, nurses and medical staff shared eerie stories of restless spirits haunting the corridors. Ghostly sounds, whispers, and inexplicable cries resonated in deserted sections, leaving those who bore witness with a chilling sense of unease. In more extreme cases, unexplained sickness and manifestations of demonic possession sent shockwaves through the medical community, blurring the line between science and the unseen. Tales of ghostly nurses, dressed in archaic uniforms, reverberated through hospital folklore. Their ethereal presence offered comfort and solace to the sick and wounded. Some patients claimed encounters with spectral nurses who provided assistance and guidance, a testament to their unwavering commitment to their profession even in death. However, amidst the stories of helpful apparitions, there were sinister accounts of nurses who mysteriously vanished from the annals of the hospital's history, their fate forever concealed by the unseen hands shaping the supernatural narrative. Even the hospital's equipment, meant to aid in healing, carried a sinister undertone. Stories abounded of ghostly tales centered around malfunctioning devices, seemingly possessed by restless spirits. EKG monitors flashed inexplicable patterns, surgical tools took on a life of their own, and ventilators emitted eerie sounds that left medical professionals perplexed and petrified. In an age where electronic interfaces dominated healthcare, there were even cases where the souls of the departed allegedly gained control over these digital realms, leading to encounters that defied logical explanation and instilled fear in those who witnessed them. Beneath the vast network of hospital hallways lay the basement, a hidden world that elicited unease and fascination. Veiled in darkness, it concealed long-kept secrets that few dared to uncover. Rumors persisted of malevolent entities lurking in the shadows, their presence sending shivers down the spines of those who dared to tread those forbidden corridors. Occult practices and paranormal rituals whispered in hushed tones further added to the mystery, leaving those who heard of them pondering the true nature of the darkness that permeated the very foundation of the hospital. Unsolved mysteries plagued the hospital, leaving a void of unanswered questions and haunting staff and patients alike. Inexplicable disappearances of both patients and staff members left behind a sense of loss and confusion. Poltergeist activities, defying all logic and reason, played out within the hospital's walls. Enigmatic occurrences, whether it be ghostly apparitions, unexplained noises, or unsettling sensations, continued to haunt the memories of those who experienced them, their origin and purpose remaining shrouded in darkness. As witnesses to these chilling encounters, hospital staff faced the psychological toll of their experiences. Fear, anxiety, and trauma became constant companions. Coping mechanisms and support systems became vital tools in navigating the aftermath of these haunting encounters. Yet, witnesses often faced skepticism and disbelief from those who hadn't experienced the supernatural firsthand, perpetuating a cycle of silence and doubt that further isolated them. In the face of disbelief, witnesses persisted in sharing their first-hand encounters with the unseen. Patients, staff, and visitors alike recounted hair-raising experiences that forever altered their perception of reality. The emotional trauma caused by these ghostly encounters left lasting scars, as they struggled to make sense of the inexplicable. Their stories stood as a testament to the reality of the supernatural, even in the face of skepticism. While the supernatural held an air of mystery, there were those who sought to analyze and dissect these alleged paranormal occurrences through a scientific lens. Rational explanations were sought, such as psychological and scientific theories behind ghostly hallucinations, to counterbalance prevailing beliefs. Through critical thinking and shedding light on common misconceptions, these individuals aimed to demystify the ghostly realm that pervaded hospital folklore. In the end, as we journeyed through the gripping tales of true hospital horrors, we rediscovered the chilling tales that lurked within the hospital walls. These stories shed light on the darker side of medicine, reflecting the diverse experiences of those haunted by the paranormal. The supernatural and the medical world intertwined, leaving us to ponder the mysteries that lay beyond our comprehension. Let's start today's second real hospital horror story. Emily had just graduated from nursing school and was excited to start her first job at Mercy Hospital. She had heard rumors of the hospital's haunted history, but dismissed them as mere superstitions. Little did she know that her first night shift would forever change her perception of the supernatural. As the clock struck midnight, Emily stepped into the dimly lit corridors of Mercy Hospital. The atmosphere was eerie, and she couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Her fellow nurses seemed unfazed, going about their duties as if the hospital's haunted reputation was nothing more than a bedtime story. Emily was assigned to the intensive care unit, ICU, where critically ill patients fought for their lives. The ICU was known for strange occurrences, but Emily brushed them off as urban legends. She was determined to prove that science had an explanation for everything. As Emily tended to her patients, she began to notice peculiar happenings. Faint cries could be heard in the deserted sections of the ICU, accompanied by the sound of footsteps that echoed through the empty hallways. Despite her rational nature, Emily couldn't deny the chilling sensation that crept up her spine. One night, while checking on an elderly patient named Mrs. Thompson, Emily witnessed something that shook her to the core. Mrs. Thompson's frail figure suddenly sat upright, her eyes fixed on a point in the room that Emily couldn't see. A cold breeze filled the air, causing Emily's skin to prickle with goosebumps. "Who's there?" Emily asked, her voice trembling. There was no response, but Mrs. Thompson's eyes remained fixed, filled with fear. Emily tried to dismiss it as a hallucination, but the feeling of being watched intensified. As the weeks went by, Emily's encounters with the supernatural grew more frequent. Medical equipment malfunctioned inexplicably, and patients reported sightings of ghostly figures in their rooms. Emily's colleagues whispered tales of nurses who had disappeared without a trace, adding fuel to the hospital's haunted reputation. One particularly stormy night, Emily was called to assist with an emergency surgery. The operating room was unusually cold, and a sense of foreboding hung in the air. As the surgeon made the first incision, the lights flickered, and the surgical instruments began to move on their own. Panic filled the room as everyone witnessed the eerie spectacle. Emily couldn't deny the presence of an unseen force at work. She had seen enough to know that there was something beyond the realm of science within the hospital's walls. Driven by curiosity and a desire to unravel the mysteries of Mercy Hospital, Emily began researching the hospital's history. She discovered a series of unexplained deaths, tragic incidents, and rumors of occult rituals that had taken place within its walls. Emily's investigations led her to an old janitor named Mr. Jenkins, who had worked at Mercy Hospital for decades. Despite his gruff demeanor, Mr. Jenkins had a wealth of knowledge about the hospital's dark past. "Child, Mercy Hospital has always been haunted," Mr. Jenkins whispered, his eyes filled with sadness. Restless spirits roam the corridors, trapped between life and death. He shared tales of a malevolent presence that had plagued the hospital for years, causing havoc and tragedy. Emily listened intently, realizing that she had unwittingly become a part of the hospital's haunted legacy. Chapter 5: Confronting the Darkness. Armed with newfound knowledge, Emily sought help from a paranormal research team. Together, they delved deeper into the hospital's past, conducting investigations throughout the haunted wards. They captured chilling evidence of unexplained phenomena, including shadowy figures, ghostly whispers, and disembodied voices. During one investigation, Emily found herself in the hospital basement, a place rumored to be the epicenter of supernatural activity. As she ventured deeper into the darkness, she stumbled upon a hidden room, adorned with occult symbols and remnants of long-forgotten rituals. The air grew heavy with malevolence, and Emily could sense the presence of something powerful lurking in the shadows. Summoning her courage, Emily and the research team performed a cleansing ritual to rid the hospital of the dark entities that plagued it. With each incantation, the atmosphere lightened, and the hospital felt purged of its haunted past. In the weeks that followed, Mercy Hospital underwent a transformation. The once foreboding corridors now felt filled with hope and healing. Patients reported feeling a sense of peace, and the supernatural encounters became few and far between. Emily continued to work at Mercy Hospital, forever changed by her experiences. She became an advocate for those who had encountered the paranormal, offering support and understanding in a world that often dismissed their stories as mere fantasies. While the dark history of Mercy Hospital remained etched in its walls, Emily's efforts had brought light and closure to the tormented souls trapped within. The hospital became a beacon of hope, a place where the boundaries between the seen and unseen were acknowledged, and the power of healing transcended the physical realm. And so, the haunting of Mercy Hospital came to an end, leaving behind a legacy of courage, compassion, and the enduring belief that there is more to this world than meets the eye.